Hello everyone and welcome to episode 4 of my Chunk Locked Ultimate Iron Man. Before I get into the episode though, I have a few changes to the series I want to go over real quick. So, I was kind of bulk recording the first few episodes, and episode 3 finished right around the time episode 1 was coming out, and based on some of the comments I got to that, and also some of the things I felt over the first few episodes, I want to change a bit of how I go about chunk unlocks. It's not going to be too drastic because I don't want to, retcon a whole bunch of stuff over the first episodes. But instead of it being every 10 total levels for an unlock, it's now going to be every 10 levels in a skill. So pretty much what that means is I can't just get 1 level in 10 skills to get an unlock. It has to be 10 in a skill. So getting to 20 agility would give me an unlock, but getting 5 agility levels and 5 thieving levels would not. The intention behind this change is to try to slow down chunk unlocks a bit so they're not as rapid fire from skilling like they were over the first few episodes, while still being relatively easy and obtainable to go for. And this does mean that in the long term, I actually get a few more chunk unlocks from skilling, but at the moment, I'm actually 4 chunk unlocks ahead of where I should be with the new system, so I will be addressing that at the start of this episode. The next change is to account goals, which have not come up yet in the series, so it's not that big of a change right now, but I'm renaming them to item goals, and I'm also changing how many chunks they unlock and how their chunk unlocks work a bit. And that is because I decided to add a new type of chunk unlock I call chunk tasks. So one thing I noticed over the first few episodes is pretty much the only thing I had to do to unlock chunks was just training skills, which kind of made the series a bit one note. I could do quests once I unlocked chunks that had quests, but then I'd do the quest and it's back to training skills. So I wanted to try and add something else that would give me more goals to work for, and that's how I came up with chunk tasks. Now, these are meant to be a bit like league tasks where... Oh nice, 2 rubies. So where was I? Alright, chunk tasks. So chunk tasks are a bit like league tasks in the sense that they require usually skills, sometimes other things, in a specific region of the world. There are 150 of them in total, each focused around a specific chunk in the game, and that covers roughly 1/3 of the entire world map. Now, some of these tasks are really easy and stuff I could already do. Some of them are stuff in chunks I already have as well, but others are a bit harder. I didn't want to make it so, they're only stuff I couldn't have access to right now, but the idea is they will give me a bit more to work on when I unlock certain chunks, especially chunks that might not have a lot of value to them. Like, it could just be a dead chunk I kind of just pass through to get somewhere else, but now I might have something I can go do in that chunk. So every 5 chunk tasks I complete will give me 1 random unlock. And, I don't know, hopefully it will give me a bit more to work at besides just training skills, even if a lot of the chunk tasks are also skill-based. And aside from that, I did also want to mention that I did unlock Tutorial Island on the map since, well, I don't think any content's going to be added around here. And, yeah, I technically has already been there, so just so it's not grayed out if we're nearby it. And the other thing I want to note real quick is that at the time of recording this, combat achievements aren't out. I know they're coming out in a few days. But I do plan to add chunk unlocks for them. But until I see all the tasks and how they work, I'm not sure exactly how that'll work. But when this episode goes up, they should also be in the chunk unlocks with the other changes. Anyway, let's get into the episode. So because of the change from every 10 total levels to 10 levels in a skill for chunk unlocks, I currently have 81 chunks unlocked. But with my current stats, I should only be able to have 77 chunk unlocks. So to fix this, I'm going to do something very simple. I'm just going to train up my skills and try and limit myself to my starting region, because here's the thing. If I had these rules in place from the start, I can't say how the series would have went. Because, I might not have got the chunk unlock to unlock Brimhaven to then train a skill like Agility. So, I think the fairest way I can do it is just try and limit myself to my starting region and get the other 4 chunk unlocks I need. That said, I already been working at it, and I already got 30 cooking and now 30 fishing, which means I only need to get 2 more within the starting region here. And I'm being a little generous with the starting region, because if I just limit myself to Rimmington specifically, it would probably not go very well. But I think what I'm going to try next is doing some woodcutting and fletching with the bronze axe. Well, after doing a few inventories, I realized that a bronze axe was very slow and ended up getting a steel axe. I figure it's fine because I did have the chunk for the steel axe at the end of the second episode. So, yeah, but this is literally like twice the speed of cutting with a bronze axe. And there is 40 fletching, so now I only have 1 more skill to get up to make up for the chunks, and I think I'm going to try fire making. That should be quick enough now that I have the steel axe. And here is 40 fire making. So assuming I didn't mess up the math anywhere, I should now be caught up on all the unlocks. Also, egg. Sorry if you can hear the rain in the background, it just started to downpour, but now that I got those levels out of the way, I want to go over where the account's at and some of the issues that have come up. The first issue, as I said in the other episode, how I have a bunch of quests I can work on. Apparently that was a lie, because, well, I forgot one important part of doing Demon Slayer is going to kill the demon, because I don't have the chunk down here yet. I kind of just forgot about that. I can do Romeo and Juliet, but I can't pick the berries down here. I have to get the Kadava berries from elsewhere, which should be possible for killing imps or something, I think. And I also cannot really do Plague City yet, because I can't get to the Dwell berries to make the mask, unless I farm them myself, which requires like level 36 farming, even though I do have the bush patch. So that seems like it's going to be on hold for a bit as well. As for other things, I still do want to get back to working on construction and get the costumes so I can start working on a lot of those goals. But I still need oak planks or boats of cloth to get a servant. And, that's not good. Well, the rain stopped suddenly and I regained connection, so let's hope it stays that way. Anyway, for construction, pretty much the short version of it is I need oak planks or boats of cloth, and I'm very close to unlocking chunks that would give me access to one or both of those. So I'm hoping I can get access to one of those chunks soon so I don't have to use the exception I made at the start of the series to get boats of cloth, because, I don't know, it feels better if I can just unlock it normally, because I honestly was expecting to get the Servants Guild a lot sooner, which is why I put the exception there. But since I'm almost at the sawmill, it's like, seems kind of silly to invoke the exception now. Aside from that, I also realized that I probably will be dropping my Draymond Staff, because Xanaris really has nothing in it for me until I can get Fairy Rings. Then this item will be worth having, but until then, it just doesn't really do a lot. And I think I probably will be buying back my Staff of Fire and selling the Fire Runes so I can do Fire Strikes again. And aside from that, I do have those chunk tasks I can work on now, but I actually didn't look and see which ones I could currently complete. So I think I might do that now and or try and get the Kadava berries for Romeo and Juliet so we can start unlocking some chunks again. Well, it seems that while I was reviewing those chunk tasks and doing some farming, the storm has came back, but I have a list of a few chunk tasks I can do now, and the first one is to teleport to Varrock. This is a really simple one I've done in the past, but just to make sure I have it on video since there's no other good way to track these chunk tasks. The next one is, there is a chunk task for stealing tea from Varrock, which I can do because I do have this chunk right over here. So these are the first two chunk tasks down, and in total I'll need 5 to get my first chunk unlocked from them, which might take a bit because I don't have a ton of tasks I can do right now. Oh, that's also a diary task. Forgot about that. So yeah, but yeah, those are the first 2 chunk tasks down, and I have 3 to go for my first unlock. I actually think what I might do, well, I need to pick up the fire staff while I'm here, but I'm actually train up some fishing, because one of the tasks is to catch a lobster in Port Piscarius, which I do have the region for, but I'll need 40 fishing for that, and it might also be a good way to get my total level for the next milestone, and get some more unlocks as well. So while I was in the area, I was killing some imps to try and get Kadava berries. No luck, and I've killed a good amount of imps. Actually, I'm over drop rate for Kadava berries here now. But I got a hit points level, which got me 600 total level. I did not realize I was that close to a hit points level, so yeah, we get another unlock. So I've rolled 2 and pick 1, and my 2 chunks are... Okay, so it's not so great wilderness chunk, and probably something on Zaya, right? Ooh, that's the other side of Sazian. I'm definitely picking that one. I think that... I don't know where the agility course goes fully, but I think it definitely goes this way. It might go up into these chunks. I don't know, I'll have to check, but it's a little hard to check because once I'm on the course, I can't really stop. But yeah, I'm not complaining about more of Shazian. Getting in this direction does unlock a decent bit. Anyway, for now, I do have the the fishing stuff. And I need to sell back the fire runes, forgot to do that. But hopefully I can get the Kadava berries soon so I can also do Romeo and Juliet. Well, as you can see, I got the berries. There is Romeo and Juliet and a lot of quest points, which will come in handy later for sure. So now I get another random chunk unlock for the quest, and that's actually really nice. Now I can actually just go and do Goblin Diplomacy for another unlock. And once I catch another fish, there is 40 fishing. I already got 40 cooking in the inventory prior, so I can now catch lobsters, and I also get 2 more chunk rolls here because I got 2 skills up another 10 levels. So, one thing to know is in the last clip, I was mistaken. I can't do Goblin Diplomacy yet because I don't have access to blue dye. I can get to or Weissens in my chunk, but I can't get to them unless I have this chunk, and the only other way is to farm woad leaves, which I don't have the level for yet. So the first chunk is going to be... Yes! Oh my god, that is so nice. So not only do I have the dungeon here, Nightmare Zone for when that comes up, I have a hunter shop. I can actually start trading hunter now. So, yeah, I can get oak planks now. It's going to be a bit of a pain. It's going to be a pretty long grind, you know. I think I have to go to Land's End actually to snare birds. I think that's the only low-level method I have. But I can start training hunter even though I don't have all the hunter locations. I can start getting implings, so that is a huge unlock. And the next chunk is going to... that is an unlock. I can do, I think I can completely do Fight Arena. Unless the one gnome I need to talk to is down there, but I think you can just guess the number anyway. But I can get up there to fight the general, and I should be able to do the quest. So, yeah, those are 2 really nice unlocks to have. And here is the end of Tree Gnome Village. Not Fight Arena like I said in the previous quest. But the nice thing about this, well, 1, I got a bunch of attack experience, and 2, I can now use spirit trees, which means I can also unlock some new chunks that I previously didn't have unlockable. And, 39 attack. I was really thinking that might... Oh, I'm pretty much 40 attack now. So, pretty soon I probably should just get 30 magic and 40 attack for the unlocks. But for now, I just get the 1 chunk unlock for completing Tree Gnome Village. And that chunk is going to be... I'm happy about this. So, one of the reasons I've held off on combat training is I haven't had access to sand crabs. And while I think they're more in this chunk and not here, there are sand crabs right here. And also I'm getting closer to the beach. So, yeah, and I'm also close... Well, I already had that chunk for the plows as unlockable, but still, getting closer to the plows as well. So, yeah, but now what I think I'm going to do... I don't know, I might, Actually, I probably could just, use this for the first time. But yeah, the Feldip Hills and the Gnome Stronghold are the new ones I could unlock. But I can now easily get back to Varrock for one, aside from teleporting, or more easily get out here. But yeah, I think I'm going to head to the hunter shop now and start getting my traps so I can start training that. Well, it started pretty slow, but now that I moved from bird snares onto butterflies, Hunter's been going pretty fast now. Unfortunately, in the woodland, I can't catch the butterflies here while snaring birds. They're in different spots. But that is still 20 Hunter. I'm not sure how long I'm going to stay here because I could move to Baby Implings. I just don't know if Baby Implings are a faster experience because I'm getting around 11k here, which, you know, isn't great, but not terrible. But that does mean I get another chunk unlock, which is going to be... Oh, that's actually really nice. I can now start getting Hosidia's favor with the plows. I can't turn in Saltpeter yet, or the compost yet, because I don't have that chunk. But it does mean that if I do unlock the Woodcutting Guild, I could feasibly train up to get into the guild. So, yeah, that's a nice unlock to have. Sorry, it's late. Words are not working well. But I think I'm going to keep training Hunter here for a bit, because I would at least like to have more Implings unlocked before I go there if I could. I probably won't go all the way to Essence Implings, because I think you need that to get the good nets, or the magic net. But, I don't know. I'm going to keep at Hunter, and hopefully we can get closer to Eclectic Implings. Well, I didn't plan to do this much Hunter before going to bed, but there is now 30 Hunter, which means I get another unlock. So the next chunk is the other side of however you pronounce that city. It does allow me to start Hand in the Sand. Can I do Hand in the Sand? I was actually looking at getting the rune shop in the Wizard Guild, even though I don't have the magic level, but I knew I needed Hand in the Sand for it. I can't remember. I think I can, or I have the other regions, because I know you need Brimhaven, which I have, and Port Sarim, which I have. I don't remember where else the quest makes you go. It does make you go to Entrana at the end. I do have the Sand Pit, just barely. I'm not sure if I need to talk to another NPC there, so I might be able to do that quest if I get my level up. I know it needs like 40 crafting or 50 crafting or something. 49, I think. Anyway, but yeah, that's a new chunk unlock, and now I'm going to probably take a break and go to bed, but keep grinding away at Hunter, because I need to get to level 50 for Eclectic Implings, and I don't know, it is a bit slow of experience here. Let the tracker on. I like having that on so I see the time to level, but it's like, I'm currently getting like 7k experience per hour. It's definitely going to slow down if I go for 50, because that's going to be, like 100k, but yeah, it's definitely doable now. It's the next day now. I've continued to grind out Hunter, and there is level 40. I can place 3 traps at a time now, although I don't think it's worth doing that at birds, and I can't really go elsewhere yet. But yeah, I think I'm going to get a couple more levels, because when I get 42, I can catch Essence Implings, and that will let me get the Magic Net at Puro Puro, which might speed up experience rates here, but I'll test it at Puro Puro. The reason I haven't went to train at Implings is because they actually give less experience, or most of the Implings I can catch give less experience than Ruby Harvest, despite being higher level. And given the quick respawn time here, I figured it probably might be faster experience here, and I don't have to deal with the whole push-through wheat thing. But I do get another chunk unlocked, since that was another level 40 or a level 10 in the skill, and the chunk I get is Catherby. Oh, that is interesting. So I'd have to charter ship there at the moment, but yeah, I can now access Catherby, even if it's not much of Catherby yet. And it now lets me start working more towards this direction, which I would very much like to have, especially for stuff like the agility course. And there also is a few quests like Elemental Workshop, so yeah, very happy with that unlock. So yeah, but for now, I'm just going to keep doing Hunter. I already have some plans for what I'm going to do once I start getting levels. Like, I probably will have to do a lot of Eclectic Implings is what it's looking like, because even if I unlock a Sawmill at this point, it still seems like it's better to do Eclectic Implings, because I'll need around 1,000 oak planks. And I don't really have 250k to convert them at a Sawmill or a Servant, so it might actually be a lot better to catch Eclectic Implings to get my planks that way, regardless of what else I unlock now. But yeah, only a couple more levels so I can get the Butterfly Net, and 10 more until Eclectics. I finished up 42 Hunter, and I came to Hosidius to try and find a crop circle to get to Puro Puro, since I dropped my Draymond stuff and can't use that way, at least not easily. And I ended up getting my favor up to 15% here, because, well, there was a wheat field right next to the plow, so I figured I might as well plow in case that turns into a crop circle. And now I can steal from these fruit stalls, which is not only a good way to train thieving, but I also made it one of the chunk tasks, so ta-da, there we go. There's a diary task and also one chunk task. Now I have 3 out of the 5 I need to unlock a chunk. I might actually stay here and train thieving for a bit, because I remember this is like one of the best thieving methods in the game, and oh! I actually was thinking it would have been cool if I made the chunk task get the rare drop, the fruit top, instead of just steal from it once, but I got it anyway. So yeah, I might thieve here for a bit, but I need to find a crop circle to get into Puro Puro so I can get the magic butterfly net and start catching implings, or at least see if they're worth training on. It took me a while to find a crop circle, but I finally made it to Puro Puro, and I already caught a good bit of implings, and if I trade this guy here, I should be able to get the magic butterfly net, and also imp repellent, because why not? And the reason this is such a big deal, well, it also lets me check totals. I don't think the normal net does that. Oh, it does. But this has an increased catch chance, but also you can exchange this guy, and you can have him store imp repellent, imp jars, as well as the net. So this is now a storable item on the account. I need to get rid of the normal butterfly nets. But yeah, that was actually one of the account goals I set for the easy goals. So that means I get to roll another random chunk. Let me actually double check to make sure I got that right. Let's see. Yes, random chunk for early game and mid game item goals. So what chunk will I get? Lumberyard! Yes! So this isn't as big of a deal now that I have access to Puro Puro, and, you know, I can catch the, Essence, Eclectic. They're around here somewhere, trust me. But once I get, I still need 800 levels, and it does look like Implings probably will be slower experience from what I tested so far, but it's been a small sample size, and now that I have the magic net, maybe that will speed up. Oh, also, I got a yellow cape when I was exploring Shazian, because they sold them there, and I felt that fit my outfit better. Anyway, but yeah, since I can catch Eclectic Implings, the Sawmill's not as big of a deal as it would be. But this is needed for Gertrude's cat, so I can do that now. I can also get over here and do a Soul's Bane now. And I also now have access to bolts of cloth, and I can make... Well, I actually don't know if I have mahogany or teak trees yet, but I can make the planks once I do. So this is still a really big deal for the account, so because it allows me to get a lot of things like a servant and a lot of other upgrades I wouldn't have otherwise. But for now, I'm going to try catching some implings and see if it will be a decent method to getting 50 hunter. And then I'm going to have to spend a very long time here catching around 2.5k collecting implings. Well, I was right about implings being slower than butterflies, so I was heading back, and I decided to snag 40 thieving on the way. Now, I probably should get my thieving up higher, but I really just don't want to grind out a whole bunch right now. It is pretty fast, like 30, 40k per hour here. But, yeah, gonna be a while to get to 50, 55 for stuff like Arty Knights. But I do also have a bunch of strange fruit now, which will help for running about. Yeah, well, now I get a chunk unlocked for one, and then I am probably going to try and do a few more chunk tasks as well. So the chunk unlock I get is Lumbridge. That is really nice. So I think that means I can do Restless Ghost, Cook's Assistant, Rune Mysteries. Yeah, that's really big. I've been waiting on Rune Mysteries for a while. If you're wondering, that's, that's why I have this Pure Essence. I was also saving it in case I got Priest in Peril, but I think I'm still a ways off that. So I'll probably use up this Rune Essence once I do Rune Mysteries. And, oh no, I just have a lot of stuff I can work on now. But I was heading back this way. I need to get a lobster cage to catch a lobster up here for one league task, and I can also pickpocket the Master Farmer now. So that will be, or not league task, chunk task. So for one of the chunk tasks, I need to pickpocket a Master Farmer and Drainer, and there we go. I probably will try and pickpocket Master Farmers now that I have the level, because I could use more seeds for the allotment patches since I now have the one up here. I also have the one in Arty and Hosidius, and just buying the cabbage seeds from the NPC there isn't the best way to stock them. It turns out that I can't actually access the lobster spot in Piscarilis or this entire northern chunk. So this is where the lobsters are, and I thought I could just walk down here and go this way, but you can't walk down here. You have to go around. So technically that entire chunk is inaccessible, and this chunk over here is not unlockable. So I could, remove this chunk and re-roll it, but since I've had it unlocked for so long and I have the nearby chunks already, I think I'm just going to leave it unlocked, because if I re-roll it, I could get something far more useful, and I feel that's a little weird to do right now. So yeah, I'm just going to leave that as is, and head down to Land's End to start catching butterflies again. While this probably will be far from the worst grind up doing it on the account, there is 50 Hunter on Ruby Harvests. But yeah, it varied between like 10 to 20k per hour depending on what I could do. When I had the run energy to go between the two spawns, it wasn't that bad. But yeah, 50 Hunter, that now means I can catch Eclectic Impling, and I also get another chunk unlocked for 50 in the skill. So the next chunk is... That is nice. So I was saving this essence and planning to do Earth runes if I could get an Earth talisman, because I can now do Rune Mysteries and then do Enter the Abyss to get me to 9 rune crafting, which I need for Earth runes. But now I can go to ZMI instead. Actually, yeah, on this one, not there. And also it means I can catch salamanders, red salamanders later on, because all the eclectic implings I catch should get my hunter up high enough that I can catch the Chinchampas over here. So from here on out, the hunter training should go a lot faster, because I'll be able to, get the Chinchampas, and now I'll be able to do red salamanders after that. So yeah, but before I head over to start catching the eclectic implings, I want to work on emptying out my inventory. Now, the jars and this stuff I can get rid of pretty easily, but I want to actually try training up magic a bit to use up these runes. Okay, I know this looks a little cruel to be fire-striking dogs, but I have a good reason. They're currently my Slayer task. So, yeah, that's the reason. But I got a few more casts of Fire Strike when I was topping up on air runes. I really did want to try and go for a whole bunch more Fire Strikes to get my magic up to 55 so I could high alch, because that'll be really helpful for the Impling grind, because there's going to be a lot of items I'd want to alch. But, yeah, it's just not viable at the moment, and I'll probably just have to low alch it instead, because I don't have enough money to justify that many Fire Strikes right now. I would need, like, 9k fire strikes and nearly 100k coins to buy them all. So, yeah. But I did hit 30 magic, which means I get another chunk unlock right now. And also, I did unlock this chunk because it's non-accessible and just for, no reason to have it grayed out if I can't even get there. So, yeah, the next chunk I get is, okay, a bit higher up in Lumbridge. Can't really get to that chunk, so it's not going to be unlockable for being adjacent. I know that's used for some of the Dorgashin quest, and it does give me a hops patch, but I don't think there's too much else there. I'm at the point where I do have most of the major chunks I really want. The only one I don't have is like going towards like this direction to Fremnik and Sears Village, or like towards stuff like Canifis or Desert. But the main chunk I'm missing right now is Falador still. It's surprising that this one chunk has managed to evade being rolled so many times now. Oh well. But yeah, I just want to use up the fire strikes at the moment of 200 casts left. And then I probably want to do Rune Mystery so I can start using up this Pure Essence. Although I don't know if I can actually use ZMI or how that's going to work as a UIM. Well, that took a little longer than expected. So I was passing through Rimmington and saw a crop circle and decided to pop in here because, one, I wanted to pick up an Earth Talisman, and two, I need to come in through a crop circle so I'm able to store my butterfly net to save my hand slot or an inventory spot. So, yeah, but I did manage to get the Earth Talisman. It's a 1 in 10, and it took me a lot longer than that. But I did also snag some oak planks in the process and got a good feel for how eclectic Implings will be. It's definitely a very doable grind since I got this many planks. I need like 1,000 or 900 to 1,000 depending on how you look at it. But I need that many and I already got 16. But I definitely feel like I need to get my agility up before I can attempt this any further or before I actually go for the eclectic grind because yeah, there's a lot of running in there and it's kind of rough with all the wheat popping up. Also, if you're wondering if I could do the clue scroll, so close, but not quite. You know those chunk tasks I introduced early in the episode? Well, there is one of them for entering the Champions Guild, which I have just enough quest points to do. Also, I can start Dragon Slayer now, but I still actually need Falador or Berthope or one of the other places to get a Wizard Mind Bomb before I can actually get to Crandor, so can't do that yet. But entering the Champions Guild here was my final chunk task I needed to unlock a chunk. So let's see which one I get. And okay, heading more towards Sears Village. I actually don't know if I can get into the Sorcerer Tower. I feel like I actually have to go down a chunk because all the trees are going to get in the way, but I might be able to start Scorpion Catcher, although it's going to be a while before I'm able to complete that, because I need to get up to the Barbarian Outpost and do the bar crawl, which, yeah, that might be a little hard to do. But that is another chunk unlocked, and the map is looking really nice. So, yeah, but I think this is actually where I'm going to end off this episode. I know I am in the middle of, working at Rune Mysteries, but, that'll have to wait for next time, as well as the rest of the Impling grind for all these planks. So, yeah, we made a lot of progress in this episode. I finally got my hunter up, and I'm finally starting on construction. I wanted to get this done a lot sooner in the series, but better late than never. So, yeah. Anyway, hopefully you guys have enjoyed watching. I made a ton of progress with a lot of really big unlocks this episode, and hopefully much more to come in the next episode. Until then, goodbye.